Hi, this is Mike Koenigs. Welcome to the Video Boss 10x10x4 enhanced version. Now, this is something I've been teaching for a couple of years. It's easily, in my opinion, the most powerful way to turn yourself into an instant expert and authority, and also to create content very, very rapidly that the search engines love. And really, one of the most important things to know is Google and all the search engines reward you for frequent, relevant content. This is a perfect way that is non-spammy, that allows you not only to create great video content, but if you transcribe it, also become articles, blog posts, or whatever you want. So let's get started, all right? Well, let me tell you a little bit about what this system does for you. Number one, it's a great way to get traffic. Number two, obviously, if you have great traffic, it's a great way to get leads too. And when you see how the formula works, I'm sure you'll agree with me, very, very powerful. The next thing is, this is a great way to guarantee that you're creating content that has a perfect message to market match. You'll understand why very quickly. Also, you also have a great way of creating a fantastic offer, because the content you're creating also is free premium content that you're able to give away and transform into blog articles or even PDF files. Now, this is also a great way to promote affiliate offers. So if you don't have a product or service of your own, you can become an instant expert and authority very rapidly. So, what is it? Well, here we go. Let's talk a little bit about the authority. By using this system, you'll establish yourself as a clear authority and earn and build credibility and trust. Another thing that you're able to do is create social proof. Again, this will make some sense in a moment. You're going to create immense value with the content that you make, and you're going to be able to demonstrate the benefits of what the product and service is that you're actually selling or promoting. And, of course, this all comes down to sales. Now, one thing that Gary Vaynerchuk often says is you can't act like you're a horny 19-year-old. You've got to build a relationship of trust before you engage with the customer. So if you open up and say, hey, buy my stuff, it's really not the best way to start. The first thing you need to do is find some way to develop some great, powerful rapport with someone. And really, that begins with answering questions. And that's how you establish yourself as that expert and that authority. So here's how the system works. Number one, you're going to be answering questions. You're going to be providing insights in whatever it is that you're an authority on. And you're going to be answering questions that people don't even know how to ask. In other words, what we call this is, and we see this all the time, from when you go from being, let's say, a complete newbie to a master, you don't know what you don't know, so you don't know what kind of good questions to ask a good authority. And when people hear these, they're going to know that you are the authority. So, number one, let's talk about answering questions. You begin by answering 10 frequently asked questions that people are asking you all the time. So, for example, one of the questions that I get asked all the time is, hey Mike, what kind of camera should I use? And I'm going to demonstrate that in just a moment. Okay? Next, you're going to be answering 10 should-ask questions. These are the questions that someone who doesn't know what they don't know won't ask you, or wouldn't even know to ask you. But when you actually tell people the answers, they're going to say, oh man, this person really knows what they're talking about. Okay? And it allows you to establish your authority, build credibility and trust, and create that perfect message to market match. All right, so this is how the 10x10x4 content creation formula actually works. We're going to answer those questions. We're going to tell them where to go after answering each question. That's your call to action. You're going to ask them to sign up on a lead capture page, which we've seen before, and then you're going to thank them for signing up, and at the same time, you're going to tell them to buy your stuff. And this automates the follow-up sequence. It'll make a lot of sense in just a moment. So, the first 10 in the 10x10x4 formula is to make a series of short 1 to 3 minute videos on any topic that are the 10 FAQs, or frequently asked questions, you get. So, by doing this, you can end repetitive selling. And it works in any market, anywhere. So, it doesn't matter if you're a chiropractor or a small business owner, or even if you're pushing an MLM, for example, people are going to ask all kinds of questions. What's important is you're just answering questions. You're answering the same things that people might search for on Google, for example. And it allows you to get targeted traffic. So, as an example, there's a great little tool out there that we're building into Traffic Geyser, but if you want to do something absolutely free, Just do a search right now for word tracker questions. It's a little tool that you can type in any topic. So if you just typed in plumbing, for example, or plumber, it'll give you the top questions that are being asked about plumbing or plumbers. Perfect in any market. Now, if it's about video editing, you can type in video editing. You're going to find out what the top questions are that are being asked. And if all you did right now is answered the top questions and named your videos the same things that people are searching for online, you're probably going to rank because Google and Yahoo and Bing love video. Make sense? All right. So the bottom line is this allows you to make your sales process automatic, very efficient, and very profitable. Okay, and ultimately you're going to save money and time. So if you take these videos and you blast them all over the internet, A, you're going to receive highly targeted traffic, and there's another great thing. If you put them all on your blog, inside your business, you can basically create that video FAQ. This is a great way for people to get to know you, meet you, like you, and trust you because you're giving stuff away. And that's really what this is all about. Great marketing begins with trust building. And that's all about giving stuff away. That's why the whole idea of pushing the free line is so powerful, and that's why internet marketers use it. Okay? Now, of course, at some point you're going to ask people to buy your stuff, but it's not until you've captured their name, and that's the beauty of the 4 when I get there. So, again, you're establishing your authority, you're building that credibility and your trust, and you're creating that great message to market match. All right. So, the second 10 in the 10 by 10 by 4 formula is the should ask questions. So again, these are short 1 to 3 minute videos, and you're going to write down all the things that people should be asking you, but they don't know what they don't know, so they don't know to ask you in the first place. So when people ask me what is the most important thing I need to know about video marketing, I'll say, look, it's not just the camera, it's the sound. It's the lighting. So the number one should ask question people should be asking me is, what is the one thing I can do that will make my videos appear better and make a huge difference in whether or not they're watched and listened to? And the answer is great audio. If you have crappy audio, for example, if you're just using a little camera like this and you're not using an external microphone, your videos are going to appear to be crappy. All right? That's a good should ask question. And again, this is the area where people really are going to start trusting you. This is where you're going to be building that extra credibility. And you'll ask, well, why? Well, it's because if I didn't know what I didn't know and you gave me some great nuggets, stuff that you'd normally charge money for and you'd be answering them, and you're telling me stuff that I don't even know, I'm going to be like, oh man, you just saved me 10 years. So one of the things that I tell people is, let's say, for example, someone comes to me and says, look, Mike, I know you've been doing video marketing for a long time. Okay, what is it that I should know? I just don't even know what to ask you. And of course I'd tell them the audio thing. Of course I'd tell them the lighting thing. But I'd say, look, I'm going to save you a ton of time. I'm going to save you a ton of money and a lot of pain. Don't use a PC. Buy a Mac, all right? The software on the Mac is a lot easier to use. You can get great results. And in fact, if you use ScreenFlow like I'm using right now, and if you use, let's say, Keynote, like Andy says, you can make these awesome looking videos super fast, super easy, put them together with $100 software. Look, if you have to do that on the PC, Camtasia, you can't get this great looking effect. Some of the nice things that you do with ScreenFlow, for example, it certainly will take more time, and then you're going to have to use Vegas or Premiere. It's just going to take more time. It's a big pain in the rear end. And the quality of what you can do and create in Keynote, significantly better than PowerPoint. That's my opinion. That's a great way to save some time. And Macs are so cheap these days, you can't afford not to get one. That's my opinion. All right? Now, the next thing that this allows you to do when you answer the should ask questions, oftentimes people, again, they don't know what they don't know. And if you go to an expert or an authority and you say, look, I want you to save me 10 or 20 years of hard work and hard knocks and wasting time and wasting money, what do I need to know about your product that makes all the difference? Or when I use your product, what should I do? How can I use it more effectively? That's how you suck out the great should ask questions. All right. Finally, by answering these should-ask questions, that's when you're actually creating desire for your product or service. Very important. And in my opinion, this is where you decrease or you eliminate selling, because at some point, someone's going to be watching and listening to these videos and they're going to be like, this person's clearly the expert, they're clearly the authority, they are giving this information away. What do you have that I can buy? Okay, they're going to come to you because they've reached a point where they trust you. And again, you don't want to be that horny 19-year-old, all right? I know that might sound a little wacky, but look, that's really what it comes down to, is you can't be closing on the first date. It's going to take a little bit of time, all right? So